Somebody please tell me if there's such a thing as too many books, because I don't think there is. Hello my friends, welcome to my channel Discover with Kim. I'm Kim. I'm so excited you're here with me today. Welcome to this week's book chat video. This week it's time for one of my favorite kind of videos, which is book haul time. I'm so excited. So it is now midsummer, and I figured it is the perfect time for me to go through a summertime book haul and show you all the books I've bought this summer so far. So these books are going to be including all the books I bought since my birthday, which was the end of April. So these are all the books I bought in May, June, and then the beginning half of July. So I figured summertime book haul, yes ma'am. So these are all the books over here that we're going to be chatting about. I'm going to be showing you what they are. I'll be telling you the author. I'll be giving you a little bit of a snippet of what it's about. So let's get into our summertime book haul. Okay friends, so these books are going to be in no particular order. They're honestly just stacked up behind me, and I'm going to be grabbing them off and telling you about them as they go. So it's kind of just based on the stacks. I'm going to be starting with this big stack right behind me, and we're going to go from there. Okay, so I lied. These first ones they're not in any kind of order, but they are grouped together specifically because these are books that I've bought in the last 2.5 months and I have already read. It's sad that there's only 4 of them, but these are the books, and they are A Fellowship of Bakers and Magic by J. Penner. This one is a cute fantasy, cozy. It's like a cozy fantasy. It's really, really cute, and I really, really enjoyed it. I thought it was such a fast read. It is about a human who is our main character, and she is entered by her orc neighbors to be in an elvish baking contest. Now, no human has ever won this baking contest, so she's a little bit nervous about it, but it's basically about her going through the baking contest and everything it includes. It is a romantasy, so there is some romance in it, and it was really, really cute. Next up is Apples Dipped in Gold by Scarlett St. Clair. This is a fairy tale retelling. It is loosely based on several different fairy tales. The most common or most popular is going to be Snow White. She also has a bit of a Cinderella moment in there, and there's some other fairy tales that it's based on, which the author does go into in a note in the back. This one was really fun. It is also a really quick read. This is the book that I actually just finished it. I just finished it today, which is funny. But this is about a woman, Samara, who was orphaned when she was young, and she's been raised by her 3 mean brothers. She meets a prince in the forest, and he offers to marry her and gives her brothers gold. Now when she's being taken away by this prince, thieves attack their carriage and kill the prince, so she runs away, and she runs into Lore, the Prince of Nightshade, who is an elf and who has been pining for her for 7 long years. So that one was quite cute. It was good. It was fun. You'll get more about a review of this in my mid-year wrap-up, which is coming up. Next up is Problematic Summer Romance by Ali Hazelwood. This is an age gap romance. It takes place in Italy, and it is so cute. I absolutely love this book. I flew through it. I read it in a weekend, and I thought it was so fun. I really like Ali Hazelwood. I think she just writes such fun, like, fluffy romances. The spice was good, and yeah, I really enjoyed this one. But yeah, basically she is in Italy for her brother's wedding, and she is stuck with Connor, her brother's friend, who is much older than her and who she has a big crush on and wants to have problematic summer romance. And finally, the last for the books that I have already read is Caught Up by Navessa Allen. This is second in her Lights Out series. Well, the series isn't called Lights Out, but it's Into Darkness. An Into Darkness novel is the series, but this is second to Lights Out. Here's the edges. It says, I was upside down, but it says, "How do you like it? Here comes my air." But this one is upside down. This one I thought was good. I enjoyed Lights Out better, but this one is a dark romance. It is between Junior, who is part of the mafia, and Lauren, who is an online working girl, and they knew each other since they were young, and it's kind of a second chance romance. I thought it was fun. I thought it was a quick read. Again, I will be releasing my mid-year reading wrap-up probably next week, so you will get a bit of a more extensive review of all these books, as well as all the other books I've read this year so far coming up, which is, so far there is 36 of them, so I'll be reviewing at least 36 books in my next video. So the rest of these books I have not read, so I can't speak of a review or anything on them, but I can tell you what I do know about them. Some is going to be more than others, but let's go through them. The Striker by Anna Huang. This one I know is a romance. I think it's decently spicy from what I've heard. It is between a soccer player and a ballerina. So he is a Premier League soccer player darling, footballer darling, and she is a former prima ballerina who is now a teacher, and she is going to be his trainer for the summer. That sounds like it's fun. I love soccer. I love ballet. I was both a soccer player and a ballerina, so it was kind of the perfect book for me. I got One Golden Summer by Carly Fortune. I think it's Fortune. I say Fortune, I think it's Fortune. But One Golden Summer. This is also a summer romance. I have never read any books by her. I have one other by her, and I believe there's two other that are part of this series. I believe they are interconnected standalones from what I know. But yeah, this one is about a woman named Alice. She goes to stay with her grandmother, and she has a photograph from when she was there when she was younger, and one of the boys in the photograph is Charlie, and she meets up with Charlie again, and I'm guessing romance happens. That's all I know, but I think it looks cute. This one I will be reading in an upcoming video, so be prepared. Till Summer Do Us Part by Megan Quinn. Again, a fun summer romance. This one has some really fun edges on it. Get rid of my eyeballs. Which I really, really like. I've heard nothing but good things about this book. I've heard this book is so good, so I'm so excited to read it. It is about a woman named Scotty, and she works at a job that is basically just male dominated, and she accidentally lets slip that she's married even though she is not, and so she ends up being sent on a retreat with her husband. She doesn't have a husband, so her best friend's brother stands in. I'm assuming romance starts to happen. It sounds like it's really fun. It looks kind of fat and thick, but I'm really excited for this one because I think it's going to be really fun. The Warbler by Sarah Beth Durst. This one I picked up in an Amazon sale. So at the beginning of this year, I read The Spell Shop by Sarah Beth Durst, and I absolutely adored it. It is my favorite book of this year so far. So I figured what I needed to do was read some more books by her. So this one was on sale, so I figured, hey, let's give it a try. I don't know much about it, but I do know that Eliza, she is our main character. She can only stay in one place for so long. She constantly has to be moving and can never put down roots because her family is cursed, and she will turn into a tree. But she's grown tired of moving around, so she finds a small town in Massachusetts that has mysterious forces going on, and she starts to learn the history, and I'm assuming she starts to settle down. I'm not really sure, but it sounds really fun. And since I love The Spell Shop, I figured, why not give it a try? I believe it is like a fantasy found family book, is my guess. Cozy fantasy would be my guess. Not sure, but that's my guess. A Simple Twist of Fate by April Asher. This one I picked up because honestly, it just looked really fun. It is, again, a fantasy book. It is about an 18-year-old girl named Harlow. She is a witch, and when she was younger, she went to a festival-like thing. I don't know exactly, and her fated betrayed her, basically. So with a broken heart, she leaves town, but now she has come back, and things are happening, and yeah, I'm not really sure exactly what's happening, but it looks like fantasy. She's a witch. I don't know, there's a dragon on the cover. It mentions nothing about dragons, but there is a dragon on the cover, so I'm curious if there's gonna be dragons in it. But I do know that it looks like a fun, cozy fantasy. I'm excited to read it. I think these two would be fun to read together, so maybe I'll do like a cozy fantasy vlog and tackle these ones. We'll see. Speaking of romances, I got a series. Hold on. Speaking of romance books, I got a series. It is a Formula One series. I've never read any Formula One romance books before, but this one just sounds, they all sound so good, so I tackled them all. I got them all. We have, you see, some special collector's editions, and they all have like these matching edges, which I think are so pretty. And yeah, they're all Formula One romances. They're all part of the Dirty Air series. The first book is called Throttled. It's about Noah and Maya, and it is a sister of a rival romance. Number two is called Collided. This one is about Sophie and Liam, and it looks like they are part of the rival team and they strike a deal. Number three is called Wrecked. It is about Jax and Elena. He is addicted to pills and alcohol and adrenaline. She is basically a glorified babysitter, and they fall for each other. And finally, Redeemed, which is book 4. This is about Santiago and Chloe. He makes a mistake and his career is over. She is in Italy and just happens to stumble into his house, and he asks her to be his fake girlfriend. So that is the Dirty Air series. Again, it is a Formula One romance series. I believe they are all dual point of views from what it seems, and they look really fun, so I'm excited to read these. I plan on tackling these all in one video. Next up are my books of the month. These are the ones that I picked for my June book of the month. We have Next to Heaven by James Frey. This one I have seen has gotten a lot of controversy on TikTok about it maybe being AI written, but I also saw that it was not AI written, so I have no clue, but I picked it before I saw any of the controversy. I thought the cover is kind of fun, and I think it's just a fun storyline. So it's about rich couples in a rich neighborhood. They decide to have a party where they swap, and at the party something happens and someone ends up, and basically it's a mystery about what happened and why, but basically they're all just rich and snobby. And yeah, I thought it sounded like just a fun, different kind of light read. I also got Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil by V.E. Schwab. This is my first V.E. Schwab book, but I've heard amazing things about all of her books, so I decided I might as well pick one up and just jump in somewhere. This one is 3 different storylines of 3 different women, and it all has to do with vampires. Since we're on book of the month, we'll just stay with my book of the month. So we'll do July book of the month. So for my July book of the month, I got my volume 0, issue 8. This is a collection of short stories that is like an additional add-on you can do. I love short stories. I think they're fun. So I got that in my book of the month. And then I also got You Don't Belong Here by Megan Miranda. This one sounds like a fun thriller mystery. It takes place on a campus, a college campus, and I thought it would be a really fun read because like for fall with I know I'm not going back to school, but fall time to me is just like back to school time. So I thought it would be a fun mystery for the fall time, maybe in like September. It's basically a college town where the mom went and something happened and she ended up fleeing. But now her daughter got a full ride there and she decides to go to college there and things start happening again. That's all I know, but it sounds really fun. And then also these are going to be all of my May books of the month. I splurged a little bit in May since it was right after my birthday. I used some birthday money. I got some extra book of the months for May. So the first one is my volume 0, issue 7. So these are the collection of short stories again. This is the issue before the one I just showed you. So every 2 months they come out with a new issue, and I have them added on to come in my box. I also got the Amalfi Curse by Sarah Penner. I really love the cover of this one. I'm not sure too much about this, but it says powerful witchcraft, a hunt for sunken treasure, forbidden love on the high seas, beware the Amalfi Curse. So that one just sounds like so much fun. I also got The Love Haters by Catherine Senner. This one is a romance. It's about our main character, Katie. She is on the precipice of leaving her job, but in order to keep it, she has to go and do a bit of a profile on a gentleman. He is a Coast Guard rescue swimmer, and he is the brother of her annoying coworker. So her and her annoying coworker go so that she can do a profile on his brother and love and shoes with someone. I'm not sure who, but it sounds like fun. I also got A Curse Carved in Bone by Danielle L. Jensen. This is the Saga of the Unfated book 2. The first one was called A Fate Inked in Blood. This is number 2. I'm not going to read you what it's about because I don't want to spoil anything, but that is the second in a series. Enchantra, which is by Kaylee Smith. This is number 2 to Phantasma. I'm not sure what this series is called, but it's the second one to Phantasma. This one's called Enchantra. And I also got Silver Elite by Danny Francis. This one is a fantasy novel. This one actually has fun sprayed edges. And this one says it's the first book of a sizzling dystopian romance series. Psychic gifts are a death sentence, and there are rules to survival. Trust no one, lie to everyone, and whatever you do, don't fall for the greatest enemy. So that one sounds like a fun fantasy novel. We have one more stack, friends, so we're getting close. Psycho Shifters by Jasmine Maas. This is book 1 in a series. I just got this one literally delivered yesterday, so I don't know much about it. But she is a shifter, and she has to survive boot camp in order to, I'm guessing, just become a full-fledged shifter. I'm not really sure. But she's in boot camp with 3 6'5" roommates / trainers. They don't think that she belongs. They don't think she can fight. They don't think she's strong enough for war. They don't think she can shift, and she's about to prove them wrong. This sounds so good, right? So I had to get it. King of Envy by Anna Huang. This is book 5 in the Kings of Sin series. I have the first 4 books, so I figured I had to get book 5. It was on sale for Prime Day. I also got Warriors, the graphic novels. I got number 1 and I got number 2. These are graphic novels about cats. My nephew read these and he said they were really cute, so I figured I would get them and I would read them and then we could chat about them together, especially since I love cats and he loves cats, so I thought it'd be really fun for us to kind of bond over it. So yeah, we got some graphic novels. I also got A First Time for Everything by K.L. Walter. This is a fun romance book. I believe it is about a girl who has never had a boyfriend and her brother's wedding is coming up and the bridesmaids find out about this, so they decide to find her a date. I got A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. This is a young adult fantasy. No, I lied. This is a young adult thriller. It is about a girl who's doing her senior project on a murder that happened in her town 5 years ago, but then things kind of start to be mysterious and she starts to question things about it. I got 7 Year Itch by Amy Dawes. This is the second in her Mountain Men series, her Mountain Men Matchmaker novels, and it's just really cute. I remember I really liked the first one, so I got the second one. Grin and Beard It by Penny Reed. This one again is second in a series, it's second in the Winston Brothers series. It's a romance, they're both romances. And last but certainly not least, we have His Face is the Sun by Michelle Jabez Corpora. This one is a fantasy novel and it sounds really, really good. It's about a princess, a priestess, a rebel, and a thief. And yeah, that is where we're going to leave it at. So that is the last book in my summertime book haul. There is a lot of books here. Let's give them a count. 1, 2, 3, 7, 28. So 26 plus my short story ones, which kind of count. So 28 books that I've bought in the past 2.5 months. Whoopsies. Is that too many books? Is there such a thing? Can you blame me? But anyways, yeah, that is my summertime book haul. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing the books that I've bought recently. I'd love to know what books you guys have bought recently and what books you guys have read recently. Have you read any of these books? And let me know your thoughts. Thank you guys so much for being here. I hope you guys have a fabulous week. Live well, read some books, and go discover friends. Bye.